Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and I really didn't think you guys could do it, to be perfectly honest. I did not think that that video would get the required amount of likes, but it did. So, well, here we go. This will definitely be demonetized. These are the absolute craziest, angriest My Little Pony fan comments left in response to my video about the My Little Pony fundraiser set or whatever that was. You know, the Special Magic the Gathering limited time product with the MLP, like Commanders or whatever. So buckle up. First we've got Deus, I believe it says. He says, "Oh, and yes, an alicorn is a unicorn with wings. Technically, alicorns are the ruling class of the world," which I can't remember the name of right now. The show's pretty messed up there because they have a race/species-based class system while at the same time being elitist/meritocratic. So MLP, guys, secretly racist. I am just excited because I can get my daughters even more interested in magic. Love your videos, Des, but come on, MLP isn't the problem. The f***ed up fandom is the problem. On its own, the show is relatively wholesome compared to other shows with the same target audience. Keep in mind, the target audience is not the people that make up the fandom. Wait a minute. I said craziest, angriest comments, not the most reasonable my daughters watch it and I want to get them into magic comment, making a perfect explanation for why this product should exist. Next! By the way, I will warn you, these are in somewhat ranked order, and you're gonna see what I mean by that real shortly. Next up, we've got a comment from Miyoko Hirosuke. Thumbs down for the blind hatred and ignorance. You know what? Thumbs down for not capitalizing the letter T. Yeah, two can play that game. Trust me, it ain't blind, okay? It ain't blind. I've seen the MLP fan base, and I have seen some shit. Like, literally the opposite of blind. It is visual evidence I have seen. And ignorance? No, I wish I knew less about the MLP fan base. I wish I could erase that from my mind, but I can't, and y'all some creepy motherfuckers. Next up, we got Zaprozan saying, "Oh, Desolator's day is ruined by cartoon horses. Does he need extra hugs?" Typical MLP behavior there. I swear, if you get anywhere near me with anything that looks like a hug, I'm gonna tase you square in the nuts. And then you're gonna see magic rainbows shooting out of a horse's ass while your nervous system is being pounded by 4.3 million volts. Next up, we've got Tian with, "Look up what MTG people have done, anime people have done. You're talking about the near 1% of people who do shit like that. I love your videos, man, but harping on the fandom of people you've never met is dumb as hell. I, for one, love MLP, and I draw it quite a bit. And I'm not a pervert or a creeper. Actually get to know the good before you judge the whole as bad." Okay. I mean, how many corrections should I even make to this? It's more than 1%, and bad anime people and bad MTG people do bad stuff because they're bad people. It's completely separate from whatever. I could be like, oh, there are people who like pizza. Oh, there are people who are like exactly 6'1" and have this color eyes. Like, you can pick any category. They're just terrible people. Like, it has nothing to do with their interests or this group or that classification or whatever. But My Little Pony fandom people, they're terrible people because they're MLP fans. Some creepy, socially awkward, sociopathic, psycho, borderline pervert, like, who likes horses a little bit too much, grown-ass man watching that show. The problem with that individual is the show and the fandom, and that they're in it. And you think I've never met a creepy-ass weirdo in the MLP fan base? I'm making a judgment call on people I've, quote, never met. Wrong. I've met some of y'all at anime conventions and board game events and all that shit. And let's just say I'm really glad that last week I renewed my concealed carry permit because people like MLP fans exist in the world. Next up, we got somebody named Soltero with a MLP custom profile image, of course. Just typical comment here. At least bronies are better individuals than most people, Desolator, which is not true at all. And then we got Sean Douglas coming in with, "We found one, boys." I just had to share that one because that's just too funny. Like, when I say, oh, the most ignorant, stupid, hateful, I'm mad, rage out, like chimp rage freak out comments from SJWs that I see in the comment section, I'm going to pin them. Every time I say that, they're like, okay, fine, I guess I won't leave this comment. And then there's nothing to pin. But not My Little Pony fans. Oh no, I said multiple times in the video, just watch for the absolute circus that's going to be these freaks and their weird, creepy freak show that they're going to put on in the comment section, and they still did it. They don't care what I said. They still left those comments. Nothing. Logic, common sense, social decency, nothing will stop these people from leaving their stupid comments. Nothing. This video won't stop them. They're probably in this video's comment section. So, Sean Douglas, congratulations for going on the brony hunt. You win. See, this one I included because I just don't even understand it. Marcus Bues, I don't know. I don't even know what country that's from. He left, a comment, I think, comma, that is hilarious. I don't know why there's a comma there. And then immediately replies with, fine, and then see you. Was he expecting a reply? It was 18 and a half hours later, which, I kind of took a while to moderate the comments. All comments, by the way, on my entire channel are held for review until I can read them. Just FYI. Nobody but the moderators are exempt from that. And I guess me. So if you don't immediately see your comment, it's because I haven't marked it as approved yet. Not because I deleted it. Or you're shadow banned, which I guess is why people are getting confused. But yeah, this guy, I guess, thought his comment got removed, but then found it and responded to it. I don't know. Marcus, what the hell? So anyway, back to a different classification of weirdos. We've got Joan with never been called toxic before because I enjoy MLP. LOL. Hey, Joan, you want to know a secret? I suspect that actually, yes, you have. The MLP fan base is made fun of and called toxic daily by millions of people. There is no way in hell that I'm the first one you're hearing this from. That is not possible. So it's been kind of fun and kind of entertaining so far, but we're getting into the advanced levels of MLP right now. These last two, oh my gosh. If you know the internet and you know the MLP fan base, you knew that these two were coming. Okay, I gotta work myself up for this one. We've got Kirby Chew. With... Yeah, not gonna lie, the MLP community is toxic and garbage. Honestly, you could use a little less generalization though, because saying all members of a community, be it furry, MLP, etc., oh my god, do not get me started on furries, are bad is like saying all Dum Dum Pops flavors are bad because you can't seem to get the flavor you want when you buy a bag of them. If I bought a bag of MLP fans, I would burn the entire bag, assuming that they're all freaks, because most of them are. There are good ones and there are bad ones. I'm not saying communities like the MLP community is split 50-50 on good versus bad. Well, I'm saying that it's at least 50-50. But what I'm saying is that you shouldn't immediately bring out the torches and pitchforks for every single individual person who is a member. I mean, it's better safe than sorry. You ever heard that before? If even like 1/3 of them are creepy pervs, then I'm staying away from all of them because numbers and probability. I mean, seriously. So do these 3 things first, Des. I am literally not going to do anything you tell me to do, but I'll read them. 1, gather evidence like statistics, dates, and examples. If we had real actual statistics about what percentage of your toxic community are absolute freaks, pervs, and otherwise social rejects who shouldn't be around people, it would be a shockingly high double-digit percentage. I guarantee you. Number 2, analyze the evidence, the why, and the so what of the evidence. And 3, communicate your results in a clear, direct, and concise fashion. I already did. It was like a 20-minute video. Okay, the who and the why and the whatever else you just said that I refuse to reread. Because perverts and weirdos who like horses way too much or are, we'll say, into children would be attracted to that show. That's the why. The percentage of freaks, creepers, and pervs is way too high. That's the exact number. The exact amount is way too high. That is scientifically the exact value. Gather evidence, they get arrested constantly. Here, I just wrote the scientific documentary research paper that you just requested. Are you happy now? My guess is no, because you're an MLP freak. So that's one thing I don't tend to like about your videos is that you go straight to steps 2 and 3 without showing us any evidence. I don't have access to those stats. I've just met enough of you to make my decision. I don't need to show you numbers and science and charts and shit when everybody knows that an enormous portion of the MLP fan base is an absolute freak show of creepers, weirdos, perverts, and just generally mentally disturbed people. We all know it. We've all seen it. We all know what the percentages are. If you see them in a group, oh my gosh. Literally the only worst groups are probably NAMBLA and furries, and there's some crossover there. We've all seen the constant news stories about these people getting arrested and what they've done that I can't repeat if I want any chance of having ads on this video. And to say, oh, it's like 0.0001%, no, you're lying to yourself. So your words don't mean crap unless you have the evidence to support it. Like I just said, tons of evidence, ask anybody, we all know what you're like. You have a reputation for a reason, and it's very much merited and earned. And at least for me, it's hard to take people's word for something being true, so I do have to ask them to show where the evidence is instead of telling me to, oh, just Google it, it's not that hard. You know what? Just Google it, it's not that hard. No, that's a deflection. No, it's me not doing your research for you because I've already done it, you lazy ass. So that someone could just not answer a question directly. Plus, Desolator, I highly doubt the MLP community itself is what Wizards was going for here. Really? I mean, I'm not buying it. Though if it actually was, then there's a bigger problem here, I think. I have no idea where he's going with that. And also, need I remind you that at last year's SDCC, they printed out a Transformers card. Yeah, that is a notoriously not toxic fan base. Literally not one stereotype could I think of about them. This thing here is the same type of deal, though with a possibility of a continuation if Twilight's ability is anything to go by. Plus, as another example, look at Teen Titans Go. I can tell by the way the show is presented, we're going to a weird place now, that its target demographic was not the fans of the original Teen Titans. Yes, it's a new generation. That's who the channel is for. That's who the marketing is sold to. It's not SpongeBob where they embrace it. They might as well just show life insurance like ads on the between the episodes. Anyway, what with how a few episodes actually mock some of the complaints about TTG. To quote Alucard from Hellsing, Ultimate Abridged, sure, why not? Your childhood isn't ruined. The Teen Titans you like are still available on DVD. Yeah, but it's a slap in the face to the original. But I don't know what any of this has to do with anything. Plus, what is the point of complaining about these cards being a thing if they're going to be silver bordered? Because I have to look at the sleeves in Arena. I believe that was brought up in the video, which is, only used for cards that will never be legal in any circumstances in any format besides a silver bordered format. I can understand complaints about certain cards being overpowered because that will have an effect on the meta of different formats. But these cards, these aren't anything at all. Most of my issue was, one, I have to look at those stupid freaking things. Two, they were only raising money for Seattle and that's it, which is bullshit. Seattle has enough damn money. Rich assholes and socialists running Seattle. I mean, mix them together, ta-da, free money for the Children's Hospital. What the hell? And secondly, they're catering to one of the most toxic fan bases of creepy perverts you'll ever see anywhere. Yes, anime fans can be, in very large percentages, toxic, obnoxious, obsessed, antisocial freaks. But to even compare them, that is the circus-level freak show of the MLP fan base, is unbelievably not in the same class. They're not even on the same planet. If you have children, don't let them near anybody who's into MLP who's above 18. Just don't. It's not worth the risk. If you own horses, don't let MLP people anywhere near them. If you don't like being murdered by a sociopath who's obsessed with weird shit, don't go anywhere near an MLP person. Compared to like the average person walking around at, I don't know, the mall, it's gotta be 100 to 1,000 times higher, just risk level, when it comes to individuals in the MLP fandom. Anyway, now that giant waste of time that anybody would write thinking anybody would read, this is an exception, is over with, let's move on to the greatest comment left on this video by WOTRT. Don't know what that is. Looks like an anime avatar, though. All right, this one's in all caps, which we all know is cruise control for cool. So this one, I got to take a second take at this, by the way. I tried to read it, and I realized the sheer number of typos in there. So in respect to the original author, I'm going to read it exactly as they wrote it instead of condescendingly correct them. Fucking people like you that are fucking stupid, really not ever. Furry is a perv. Every fandom has pervs and bad people. Normally I don't have problem with people that don't like furs, but when dumbass like you say furs are freaks or all pervs, you're a fucking paise of shit. Try learning a bit more about furries or another before you go calling out people for their interest, and really just fucking leave people alone for how they want to be, you sideways stupid paise of shit. I don't even need to comment on this one. It absolutely speaks for itself. I mean, I will agree with some points in here. Not every furry or MLP fan is a perv, just quite a shockingly enormous percentage of them. Some of them are just angry, oversensitive, overreacting mental patients like this person, but not necessarily pervs. So in conclusion, do you guys realize why the MLP fan base is so bad? It's because the worst of the worst, the absolute pervs and the people you constantly hear about in the news and that you constantly meet at conventions and events and stuff, it's because the people who are just like, MLP's interesting, I kind of like it, whatever. You know, it's not my favorite, but I watched it. I thought it's better than people thought, you know, whatever. I watched SpongeBob too, get over it. Those normal, average, everyday, hey, the show's okay, yeah, it's a kid show, but it's written well, so whatever, who cares? Those chill-ass people saw the worst of the worst and absolutely left the fandom. So the only people left is the freak show. In 2020, nobody is going to admit to being an MLP fan unless they're such a messed up in the head person that they don't even realize how much people hate them, or they're even more messed up in the head and don't care. But yeah, the moderates, the normies in your community, they're gone. They left. They do not self-admit or identify to be an MLP fan. That's why on the internet and in person, we've all noticed that anybody saying they're an MLP fan, holy shit, it's probably a 1 in 3 at best that they're mentally unstable or some sort of deviant. So there you go, guys. I made it. The angriest MLP comments on my MLP video. Highlight reel, I guess. Oh, no, by the way, on the topic of stupid people, that last post on my community tab, that's not me, you morons. That's just some guy. It's just some meme I got from Meme Center, for God's sake. But I suppose you would have known that if you would have read the 6 words I wrote above the damn photo. Some people can just be really, really dumb. So anyway, thanks for watching, I guess, and I'll see you guys next video.